الذين آمنوا وتطمئن قلوبهم بذكر الله.
What if the wall that holds back the world's most relentless horde still stands, and somewhere between two mountains, a seal waits to break? Gog and Magog, two names that shake three scriptures. In one, they surge like a flood. In another, they ring the horizon for war. The Quran speaks of a barrier forged to stall them, until a promised hour when it thins like breath on glass. A traveler king reaches a people who can barely speak his tongue. Between rugged peaks, he forges a seal, iron piled like stone, copper poured like fire. He calls it mercy. The world calls it a rumor, but rumors have roads. The Quran names him Dhul Qarnayn, the two-horned, not conqueror for conquest, but ruler with measure, checking harm with craft. His passage ends at a valley where raiders spill through like winter wolves. The pact: build a barrier, buy a breath of peace. What's at stake? Not a border post, but a story of last lines. Scripture says one day the seal thins and they rush from every slope. Is this a prophecy of iron and earth, or a clock within our own crowded hearts? To chase a rumor, we need scouts, historians, linguists, mountaineers, archaeologists. They carry drones and chisels, lexicons and old folios. Their map, legends pinned to stone. Their whisk, confusing echoes with origins.
Eurasia sprawls like a question. Steppes run to ice, deserts to seas. Natural choke points stitch it, a necklace of gates. Across ages, empires cast walls where mountains narrowed, calling the seams salvation. Medieval scribes tell of the Gates of Alexander, a tale that braided truth with wonder. In Syriac romance, a conqueror seals wild nations behind clangorous doors, a myth that migrated like merchants, lodging in many tongues. The Darial Gorge, once called the Gate of the Alans, a slit in the Caucasus where empires placed iron and oak, taxes and spears. If any pass could bottle a tide, it was here, stone-throated, echoing, severe. Then Derbent on the Caspian, walls sprinting from citadel to sea. Sasanian stone, medieval ribs, iron scars where gates once clenched. Locals call it the narrow place. To the east, the horizon shines like liquid steel. Farther south sprawls a red serpent, the Gorgon Wall. 195 kilometers of fired brick and trench, barracks like drumbeats. Bitumen and iron stains freckles the soil. A frontier art turned geology into policy. The far imaginings point east, beyond Ili valleys and Tian Shan defiles, where China's long walls stitch ridges like sutures. But the tale wants a narrow throat of rock, not endless crenels across open hills. Could one truly pour copper over iron to weld a seal? Smiths fed furnaces with pine and charcoal. Slag heaps rose like gray dunes. In a pinch of rock, metallurgists see maps, heat lines, seams, the difference between wish and war. Names travel oddly. Yajuj and Majuj, Gog and Magog. Perhaps a route inland's north, perhaps only the sound of hooves in a word. Language can lock doors, or dress rumors in armor. Some point to riders from the steppes, Scythians, Huns, Khazars, Mongols, confederations as fluid as wind. But scripture resists name tags. It sketches force and flood, not ethnicity. A warning: don't confuse the river with its foam. Chronology misbehaves. Alexander's age, Sasanian fortresses, Islamic memory. Threads tie knots across centuries. Dhul Qarnayn may be no one we can date, but someone we can need. A ruler who closes a wound instead of opening one. Night at Derbent. A coil of cable feeds a magnetometer across the old gate trench. The Caspian breathes. If iron once slept here, the earth may still hum with it. like a memory trapped in salt and sand. Up in the passes, slag fields sleep under lichen. Copper seams rust along fractures. A geologist taps. The tone climbs like a tuning fork. Here, metal and mountain once argued. For a time, the mountain lost. Travelers wrote what they could bear. Al-Idrisi etched gates on silver. Ibn Fadlan met peoples of the north whose tongues braided like rivers. Each line a lantern, each lantern casting its own shadow. Tradition says they gnawed daily at the seal until the appointed dawn. Maybe that's a tale of geology and patience, or of human pressure against any line we draw. Every wall meets a tide, even if the tide is time.
Earth itself can seal a pass. Landslides solder valleys, lava swallows tracks, iron oxides paint rock blood red. A people in need call that mercy. A people in panic call it myth. It may be both. Modern walls rise in razor wire and code. Drones stare, radars hum. Yet the oldest text whispers a stranger line. When they're loosed, they pour from every height. What breaks first? The barrier or our belief in barriers? A tremor rattles the Caucasus. Sirens wail in a river town as sensors spike. In the gorge, boulders cough loose. The old hinge beds quiver. If a seal exists, quakes are its locksmiths. We stand where iron once kissed rock. Wind roars through the slit, thundering like hooves. In the mind's eye, the doors yawn and the world inhales, ready or not, for a tide with no courier and no apology. Or perhaps the breach already happened, digitally. Armies of rumor march faster than horses. Fear multiplies like locusts in code. A scholar shrugs. Gog and Magog are what we become when swarms choose hunger over truth. Back on the Gorgon frontier, LiDAR peels dust from design. A million bricks align like a heartbeat you can plot. Barracks, kilns, ditches. A machine against momentum. It held until it didn't. In the Quran, the maker of the seal calls it mercy from the Lord, then points to the future, the promise of collapse when permission arrives. Mercy is a door. Judgment is a hinge. Metal is only the echo. So who are Gog and Magog? Maybe not a passport, but a pattern. The moment multitudes move without measure, devouring shade and seed. The mirror turns. Would we hold the gate or become the surge? Across scriptures, the end gathers crowds like rain gathers rivers. After the surge, calm. After the fire, a sky scoured blue. The texts disagree on many things, but they agree on this. Gates fail. Truth doesn't. Maps fold, rumors walk. In villages, elders point toward a cleft and murmur an old couplet about doors and days. Children throw stones into the chasm and count before the echo answers like a sleeping giant. I carry a shard of rust from a ruined hinge. In the palm, it warms as if remembering a furnace long gone. Metal, like memory, can be patient. It waits for questions brave enough to hold its weight. We were promised a secret. We found a horizon. The mystery of Gog and Magog is less a map than a measure of how we wall our fears and how we answer when the hinge is grown. The rest is weather and the will to